You might know exactly what you want to build, but you feel that something keeps holding you back. Hi, this is Maria, and welcome to the episode 5 of the podcast Connected. And today we will talk about something what most of the creators or founders don't know about or don't think that it is important, and that is the identity gap. Why is identity important? Because every vision and every project requires certain identity. Imagine it as this. A person who is building a company is a different person than the one who is only dreaming about it. A person who is leading an audience is a different person than the one who is simply feeling afraid whilst being seen. A person who is holding a building big vision is a different person than the one who is trying to fit in environments that make him or her small. See the difference? Those differences are identity gaps. So, it's very rarely the strategy that would be missing there. It's the identity gap. That's the difference between where you are now and the vision that you are having, or what you want to create, build, the goals that you are seeing there. Because you can have the best strategy, but if you are missing this piece, it will keep pulling you back. The movement isn't possible, or it will feel like a lot of pressure, a lot of hustle, because you are pushing from the identity that is not there yet. And if you are thinking now, okay, how do I know where do I stand maybe, or what are the signs of operating from this old identity, as I call it, those signs may be like shrinking yourself in the conversations or people pleasing. Both of those are happening just because you want to feel others comfortable, or you are afraid, or you simply don't want to show your full potential because you feel it would be too much, or you wouldn't be understood, or they would just look at that at like, who are you? So you keep shrinking yourself, you keep not expressing yourself fully. And that is a great burden because you feel like I am not myself fully, so it feels actually heavy. But if we are doing it long enough, it can become something like, okay, this is me now. But you are not your beliefs. You just came to believe that shrinked, smaller version of you, that's you now. And it's because what the other people believe you are, but that's not who you truly are. So that's also the difference between what other people believe and what do you believe, and what are the limiting beliefs there. So in super simplicity, I would say it's about believing in yourself, believing in your true self, and dissolving the limiting beliefs. Because here is the thing. If you are having that vision, if you are having that calling, if you are building or want to build that project or body of work, that's not a dream. That it means if you are seeing all that, and if you are maybe even on the path, it means that it's truly yours and you are having all the potential to do that. The fact that you're seeing that vision means that you have the full potential inside to make it happen. The barrier between making it happen and feeling pulled back is the identity gap and are the limiting beliefs. About yourself, of course, as well, right? So basically, you have to believe who you truly are in that new, different, bigger, better, whatever, fill in the blank, what you have there, version. Because it's not really about becoming someone different in a way like I have to become someone else. I have to become someone new. You just have to become a new version of yourself, but this is actually your true self. So what's actually going on here, you have to unbecome everything what you are really not. And yes, on the way, you might encounter situations or relationships. Well, it will be a problem because those people knew you in the other identity, and that's where they know you, that's where they connect with you, that's where they want you. They don't want you in that bigger, better, shinier version. They want you in exactly that version. So once you will start expanding, not everyone might like that in your environment. And this is not to scare you, but this is to prepare you and tell you that this requires also to be very connected to yourself, which means you need to have a great emotional resilience and be able to come back always to yourself and to your center, to be able to go through those moments, because those could be the moments on the path where you start walking towards your new identity, towards your great version of yourself. But those people will start maybe saying things or doing things where you will want to go back, like, okay, this is difficult, so maybe I will just, go back to where I was. That was just okay. Everyone was okay with that. An important thing is you don't do that. Otherwise, you won't move forward. You have to go through. And it will, of course, show you certain things in the relationships that you will have to overcome. It is different for every single person, depending on the situation and relationships and so on. It can be, of course, in the work environment as well, the same as in your personal environment, both of them. So it's important to have this emotional resilience and to be connected to yourself while walking towards your new identity, to say so. So as you can see, building this vision that you have and building this project, it's not about having a better plan. It's about having the right identity who can actually build it and hold it. And I say both, build and hold, on purpose, because they're both equally important. Because one thing is that it makes you capable of building it, but then you also have to hold it, stand in it, with everything that comes all around. So, of course, this is not done overnight. This is done step by step, choice by choice. So this is about starting shifting in the everyday life. How am I making decisions? How am I coming back to myself? How am I grounding myself? How am I regulating my nervous system? What are my habits? How do I start my day? How do I choose my priorities? How do I set my boundaries? It's very important in the work and company environment. Boundaries, power of saying no, how long are my meetings, and so on. So there are a lot of things that are practical, rational, executive things in the everyday life to do to match the identity that you need to become. Because is that version of yourself who is building that project and that vision eating chips and watching TV? Or is she or he eating food that supports them, their clarity, their focus, and having habits that support the vision so they can actually do it? And what the habits are, what the patterns are, how the boundaries are set, how the decisions are made, and so on. This is different for every person because we are all unique and we all have our unique visions and projects. So it is important that you find what is yours, because what will work for someone else might not necessarily work for yourself. And to find what is yours, you can find it only once you are connected. And once you are connected, you are able to walk and work with your new identity and walk towards it. And this is not only, I would say, not only equally important as the strategy, but even more, because when you have that gap, that identity gap, no strategy will override this. If it will override, it will end up as pushing, forcing, performing, and the end destination is burnout, because it feels hard, it feels heavy. That's like, you are definitely not enjoying the ride in that case. So the identity gap is absolutely one of the core foundations if you want to build something meaningful and sustainable. And if this topic resonates with you, and if you feel like this is something you would want to look at in your life and work on, this is exactly what we do in the Creators Launchpad. So if you want, you can explore more. The link is in my bio. This is a space for creators and founders where they can reconnect with themselves, dissolve the limiting beliefs, and build a solid foundation to become the person who can build and hold the project, the company, the body of work, the vision. So again, you're welcome to explore. And in case you would feel you want more direct support, you can also book a discovery call for the mentoring with me. So again, the link is in my bio. In either way, thank you for being here in this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.